Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Ask Jimmy Smith. Today, I'm excited to be starting a new series or a new playlist on YouTube that I think many of you will get a lot of value out of just based on the fact that they're going to be shorter videos. And so the idea behind this playlist is that they're going to be sourcing tips for your Amazon FBA business or sourcing hacks or whatever you want to call them, whatever the proper word is, I don't know. But the goal is that these videos are going to be less than 10 minutes long, hopefully even less than 5 minutes long as I go into doing these regularly, and that you'll be able to pop on and see a new sourcing tip that came on, whether it's during that week or it's been a couple weeks apart, or maybe I do a few days in a row. So whatever it is, that is my goal, and my idea is to create this playlist so it's bite-sized pieces for you. And today we're actually just going to be talking about the basics of reverse sourcing. So if you followed me for any length of time, you've probably heard me talk about this, but for the sake of the playlist, I want to make one dedicated video to what reverse sourcing is and why it is such an amazing hack or tip for your business. If you're trying to do Amazon FBA arbitrage or even wholesale, the reverse sourcing methods makes a ton of sense. Now, if you don't know who I am, I actually run an Amazon arbitrage business that does over $1 million per year in revenue. We have over 10 employees right now. I believe we're up to 12 at this point. And also, I've had over 1,000 different success stories come from the content that I've taught in my book and my course, etc. And you can actually see over 500 of those success stories. If you don't believe me, you can see over 500 of them at AskJimmySmith.com/success. And if you're interested in any of my recommended coaching options or courses, books, even a free Facebook group, I've got it all linked in the description. And I don't want to inundate you with all of those links now. So they're all in the description if you're interested in that. But let's go ahead and talk about reverse sourcing and why it can be so powerful. So if you are a typical Amazon FBA arbitrage seller, or even if you're doing fulfilled by merchants, it doesn't make a difference. But if you're an Amazon seller doing arbitrage, typically the methods that are taught are going to revolve around clearance shopping or deal finding or liquidation sourcing or going to garage sales. And you're going to be scanning for barcodes. You're going to be looking at UPCs, you're going to be scanning those barcodes, trying to find them on Amazon with a listing that matches that exact UPC and selling that product on Amazon. And that is the typical traditional method of arbitrage. That's how I originally learned whenever I started back in December 2015. But there is a much more powerful method that has been working for years at this point. We've seen tons of success as I've talked about it, which is called reverse sourcing. So instead of taking a UPC code or some sort of GTIN, which is, because it could be an EAN or something else, but instead of taking that code and scanning that, searching for that on Amazon, you're going to be looking for keywords or specific information of that product and sourcing or searching for that on Amazon. So if you think about it from the standpoint of a UPC code, let's say you're typing in for this product right here. I use this a lot because I chew this gum, icebreakers, ice cubes, peppermint. So for this specific product, it doesn't have a UPC, but let's say it did, and I was scanning the barcode to see if there's a listing that matched. It would say something like 071234556, that would be the number. So essentially what I'm doing whenever I scan a UPC code is I'm searching Amazon for that specific UPC code only. And if the exact digits of those UPC numbers don't come up, then ultimately you're not going to find anything on Amazon. But if I were to take this icebreakers, ice cubes, peppermint gum, and I were to search icebreakers, ice cubes, peppermint, I would find a ton of different listings. Many times I'll find a lot that are single units. Maybe there's 2 or 3 different listings that are this exact single unit, or maybe there's a bundle of 2 of them or a multi-pack of 2 or 3 or 4. Maybe there's a bundle of peppermint with cinnamon or peppermint with spearmint, some other flavor, right? So ultimately what we're trying to do from a sourcing method is instead of looking up the exact UPC code, we want to look up the title of the product as well as the type of product that it is. So in this case, we're looking at the title, which would be the brand name, so icebreakers, and then the type of product would be ice cubes, and then the flavor, peppermint, right? And if you really wanted to get broad with it because you couldn't find anything, or you had a bunch of different flavors in front of you at Nile, or you're doing online arbitrage sourcing, you have all these different flavors, you could just do icebreakers, ice cubes, and go from there and see what pulls up. And I just had a light burnout on me, so that's all right. We're going to keep going. But ultimately, the icebreakers, ice cubes is a perfect example because you want it to pull up as many different results as possible. And so that is the power of reverse sourcing. You can take this one product, and instead of finding one listing with the UPC, you can find 5 or 6 different listings so that when you send it in, you can send it in on all those different listings and have multiple different products or ASINs that you can sell on for this specific product. So if one of the listings tanks for whatever reason, the price drops or a bunch of sellers comes on or something happens, you can then sell it on a different listing instead of that one, right? You aren't tied to just the one with the UPC only. Additionally, by doing reverse sourcing, because it is a little bit more work, instead of just scanning a UPC code and moving on, you actually have to do a little bit more work to find these products. And whenever you do that, that starts to eliminate some of the competition that is too lazy or doesn't know about reverse sourcing. So that is the power of reverse sourcing. That is the basis for everything that I teach on this YouTube channel. Check out all the other videos, as this is the first one for these sourcing tips or sourcing hacks. This is obviously a short video, very basic for many of you, but I needed it to be number one so that then we can move on into other things like what are replenishable products. We can talk about all the different pieces of data on Keepa. We can talk about RevSeller and AZ Insight and all these different things that go into it. And I actually have a list of over 50 different items right now that I'm looking forward to making videos on as we move forward in this playlist. So I hope this video helped you today. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and a blessed rest of your week.